Okay, testing the two brand new Smallrig mics. This one a scratch. This one, and then one I've got here. Pendulum there. Now, first note is that I don't tend to use my phone for filming. I have plenty of decent cameras, but this specifically connects to the phone, so I'm just using the phone for this filming for the mic test. My reason for getting these would be as a backup solution, so I'd probably use the voice note recorder on the phone. Have these placed discreetly because they're so small, they're fantastically small, and I'll switch between the two at the moment, and I'll probably try and do a head-to-head test with my usual mic. So normally I'm using Sennheiser ME2 connected via a Rode system. So I use a Rode wireless go just as the transmission system, and then a Sennheiser ME2 as the microphone. They're not as robust as I like the ME2, so I like the idea of a small discrete microphone like this, but because the Rodes are just a bit too large on their own, and the Sennheisers don't last very long. I go through them every probably 2-3 years, so I probably need to find a more robust solution anyway. I'm waffling on. This is about these microphones. So what I'm going to do is switch the camera around and show you the components of these microphones, and hopefully you've had a decent amount of testing of what they're like if you're swinging them around in your hand like this, what they're like when they're under your clothes. So just so you can see, you can just about see it on my terribly dirty jumper there. But yeah, I suppose with this you would perhaps use it. This is at the moment attached to the clip. I'll show you that in a moment, but you'd perhaps clip it to a shirt or something like that, or a lanyard or something. Right, okay, let's have a look at them. Okay, so I don't usually use the phone, so I'm going to record the audio on the phone, but I'm going to use this better camera. So yes, I'll leave the phone sitting there recording. Okay, so what's in the box? I have done an unboxing video so you can see exactly how it all works, but basically you get two of these pendants, one's still around my neck with the microphone attached. Hopefully that's what you're hearing now on the phone video, but it's difficult to tell, to be honest. There is a little wired mic symbol in the top corner of the phone recording screen, so that there should mean that this is using the the plugged-in microphone, which, as you can see, uses this, what in the industry might be called a butt plug, or in microphone terms, when you attach something up the it's got the charge port in the side, which is really cool because it means most accessories you add to the USB mean you can't charge the phone, so it runs out of juice. So we'll just check that that works. Okay, so it says using the built-in microphone on this phone screen, and I'm hoping if I have a look that we're charging the phone, which is really cool. So hopefully you'll know, I've not got the microphone around my neck anymore, but I've got this one here, and hopefully you'll be able to tell whether there's any introduced noise from that, but I think that's a really nice feature. Right, so let's not go into that. So just before I do move on though, green and blue, those lights mean different things, and that's all detailed in this manual here, which I'll have a look at briefly in a second. So anyway, back, I got digressed, didn't I? Pendant, there's one around my neck, two of these microphones, so that's the microphone itself. Okay, you can see the little sort of grill there at the top, which is where the microphone presumably is actually situated. This back here, very shiny back here, has the contact things for charging. Also is magnetic. There's a button on the side. I've literally just pressed it, so God knows what that's going to do. And obviously attaches to these accessories. So you've got the clips and the shiny silver bit there. It clicks onto that. On the pendant, just so you know, the side with the logo is the back. So you attach the microphone to the smooth side. You'll find out very quickly because it repels otherwise. It repels that side. So when you're putting this on, make sure that that bit is that way around towards your body. These remind me of the ones you get with the Insta360 Go. They kind of adjust like this. We can make them larger. Okay, so you've got two of those, two of the clips. You also get two funky rings. Yeah, so if you're thinking of proposing to someone, you can obviously do that. Terrible dad jokes aside, they look a bit like Mickey Mouse actually, with a sort of afro or something. I don't know. It's got these kind of two funky things either side. I literally don't know what that design's all about, but the microphone will sit inside it like this, and then the magnetic stuff still works on the back, and the button is accessible there. Looks like there's both sides of the button, so maybe you can use either side. Hopefully the manual will tell me why it's got these. Maybe it's just for grip. I don't know. Quite funky, but I don't know why. Looks like it could go either way around, but who knows. It feels to me like, yeah, it's bi-directional. Obviously there's a grey one and a black one, which is great if you're trying to colour match stuff, which brings me to why these ones are white. You can get them in black, except there were none in stock in black when I bought these, which is why I've gone for white. Not actually chosen white, I've been stuck with white. Charging cable there charges this case. Charging case came, it seemed to be fully charged actually. There's a space in it for the receiver that's plugged into the phone, and one spot each for the microphones, which only go in one way around, so the contacts work. At the bottom there's a little kind of slot here and corresponding kind of extruded bit, which means they can't really go in another way around, which is good. Then there's these two things, which I need to look in a manual for what they are. One thing I'll tell you is, because everything's magnetic, can be a bit painful. Before, I accidentally dropped that onto the other one, and I couldn't get either of them out without using a knife, which is not ideal. I don't look forward to trying to do that in cold shooting conditions outside. But hey, I think maybe these are kind of some kind of cap or something like that. Maybe they're to stop it from being magnetic like that. I don't know. As I say, I'll look in the manual in a minute. So yeah, so that's kind of it. What else? I think that's about it. Yeah, literally. Let's have a look in the manual then. One thing that's really good in the manual is, the first thing I found anyway, was how to pair them. Maybe they can pair, but they didn't seem to be. There's a really good little kind of diagram how all the stuff works, and each of the different details for the different LED status indicators. So if it's a flashing quickly blue light, it's in pairing mode. If it's constantly on, it's connected. Green light's constantly on. Green light constantly on means the noise reduction activated during operation. Green light constantly on includes fully charged if it's in the charging case. Red light breathing flash indicates charging. Red light flashing quickly indicates low battery. Red light constantly on indicates muted. Oh, that's good to know. And then there are blue lights, green lights, red lights on the receiver as well. So that's also good to know. Quick glance at the camera to make sure it's still recording. Seems to be. Have you had enough of my voice? Yeah, I have. Right, where is the little thing about those caps? I want to know about those. Oh yeah, use with detachable sticker for quick wearing. Oh, okay. So they're not sort of caps, they're stickers. Right, let's have a look at that then. He said. Yeah. So don't try this at home, ladies and gentlemen, but it does work. Okay. So, right, okay. So if we get the microphone out, not much of a how-to this, is it, if I'm working out as I go. Just feel like that might peel off, or maybe we stick a sticker onto that, like a double-sided sticker, and then that's the thing that just gets used when you're doing stickers rather than putting a sticker on the magnetic thing. Yeah, that would make sense. Okay, cool. Right, I'll pop those back in there. And those as well. So the only thing I would say is I think this charging case is really cool and quite funky, but a bit like I've had in the past with Rode microphones. It's great for keeping those three things in, but you can't put these in it. So you end up having another box or another bag to put everything else in. Okay, so I'm not at the moment going to do a side-by-side, just to say my normal microphones are Sennheiser ME2s, which only last a couple of years before being completely worn out with the amount of videography I do, which isn't a huge amount actually. Not shooting, there's a lot more editing than shooting. So I should probably think of a more robust solution, but they are a standard that I've been using for 12 years now, so I'm kind of very used to using an ME2. I do now use Rode Wireless Go as the connection method between the ME2 and the camera. I did go through a phase of using the Sennheiser's own system. I've had a brief period of using some Sony ECM radio mics. So I'm really going to be interested to see how this compares, and what I'll try and do, because I've got a brand new ME2, is if I get that effectively out of the box and put them next to each other, and maybe even fire at one of the old Sony ECMs and just give a side-by-side test. But that's not for this video. Hopefully you've got what you need to from this. I'm going to put my funky rings on and go and chill out.